Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now September 5th of 2024, and given that there's been a lot of drama going on between different studios, different divisions if you will, by the way, over at the Walt Disney Company, all because of Bob Iger's lack of leadership skills, his deliberate agenda, his ongoing ideology that is just coming like the plague over all divisions over at the Walt Disney Company, whether it's Lucasfilm or certain projects connected to Marvel Studios, or even looking at the live-action projects based on the animated classics. And that goes to Snow White. There's a lot of drama still happening to this day between both Rahcel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Let's get into this, shall we? This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing is for certain is that we know that, of course, Bob Iger is the ultimate worst CEO of all time over at Disney. I mean, I think he definitely outperforms Bob Chapek without question. But when you look at what's been going on with this production in particular, this movie has a budget of well over $300 million plus going into it, with additional reshoots now officially on the horizon. Well, this is only the beginning of what's going wrong with Snow White 25, as we have a lot of drama still going on to this day between both Rahcel and Gal that is only beginning to intensify and really get in the way of their scheduling for reshoots. Now, like I said earlier, there are delays on the table. They have the option to delay this film until June of 2025 if things get severe. Now, let's get into this. Now, on top of everything here, with Bob Iger and the Disney executives already going through endless setbacks and challenges due to Iger's cost containment plan, one significant development going on right now has more to do with Zegler and the ongoing drama with Snow White. A crucial update to this scenario now involves Gal, where Rahcel is making things extremely difficult for the cast and the crew of Snow White that are preparing to now do extended reshoots with Disney's last-ditch effort to save the film. Now, it turns out that Zegler is absolutely refusing to do a specific major scene now with Gal after their grudge kick-started behind the scenes. The specifics of this are that Disney is reportedly desperately attempting to reshoot an entire sequence that is described to be very important for the introduction of the old hag, aka the witch, and Snow White's first appearance communicating with the character once she's transformed. The main reason why Zegler is now refusing to film this scene in particular with Gal, as it turns out, is that there were many claims being made by Zegler behind closed doors that she claimed Disney favored Gal's role as the evil queen with her singing performance over hers. The drama got so serious to a point where Zegler even described Gal as an actress that only makes her look bad on screen when providing her takes as Snow White, and labeling Gal as extremely difficult to work with, when in reality it's quite the reverse. Now, with, of course, on the scenes that require singing in the studio. Now, during negotiations recently took place by the Disney executives, already Rahcel is refusing to do any scenes with Gal in the same room or studio set. Now, this behavior is described to be holding back the production of the film from doing proper additional reshoots with ease and could delay the film in the process. It even got to a point where Rahcel had multiple heated arguments toward Gal after a recent gathering about the production of Snow White that Gal is the one who will sabotage the film due to her subpar singing, as Rahcel claimed behind the scenes. There is seemingly a confidence issue within Zegler after the 5 failed test screenings took place for the film. Another important scene that Rahcel is refusing to shoot with Gal involves another singing session in which the evil queen sings to Snow White in the very beginning of the film, where Rahcel sings as well. This scene took place inside of a castle and featured a younger version of Snow White, however still played by Zegler, and failed miserably in the test screenings, where Zegler blamed Gal for the 5 failed test screenings, especially with the additional crucial scene that was filmed months ago that now needs to be entirely redone. Now, before I go on, let me just say one thing about this quick, is that this is typical behavior from a self-absorbed actress that really knows nothing better about the film industry, knows nothing better about how when you have a cast and a crew, you need to work as a team, you need to work simultaneously, you need to work together to get the production moving, and to meet deadlines, mind you. Now, this movie already has a lot of funds going into it. We talked about this a couple of days ago, about how Disney basically lost tens of millions of dollars worth of footage because a lot of that footage is now no longer going to be a part of the final cut of the film, as many scenes are to be redone with the upcoming reshoots that they want to do right around the holiday season, get things wrapped up as soon as possible, and get that March of 2025 release date. Now again, like I said, don't be too shocked if this either gets delayed or even indefinitely delayed due to the drama and the ongoing challenges. But what's really revealing here is the fact that Zegler does have this grudge with Gal for all the wrong reasons, and Gal is in the right to have issues with Rahcel Zegler based on what she put on social media, based on what she used as her own strategy to promote Snow White, and let's not forget about the ongoing PR disaster surrounding Rahcel Zegler and everything that happened on set of the film. Now, this wasn't easy for director Mark Webb or anyone else connected to the cast and the crew, and we know that Bob Iger, this is a bad look for him as a CEO because he is trying to desperately create a legacy of his own for the remaining last 2 years serving as the CEO of Disney. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but he does plan to step down some point in 2026. We're not quite sure exactly when, but he does want to make that his year of retirement. Now, on top of this, alright, the drama between both Rahcel and Gal is only the beginning now, and it's getting ready to intensify as deadlines are just around the corner for different parts of the production to obtain that late March 25 release date. Gal is said to be deeply offended by Zegler's behavior with this project and is willing to film scenes with her only under certain circumstances, which will be explained very much soon in the near future. So here's another problem about this movie. Now, look, Disney has had some success points here and there. There are exceptions. We pointed this out, right? Deadpool and Wolverine, well, because he had Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy who really took a stand against them. Inside Out 2, that may have been a blip. Maybe it wasn't a blip, you know, but that was a success point for the Walt Disney Company. So they had some in 2024. 23 was just a complete failure. Consistently, one after the other, practically, and it wasn't a good year for them because it fell on their 100th anniversary. But looking ahead to 2025, it's not a good start. You got this movie, you got Captain America 4, which may seem appealing to you, but the amount of funds that they poured into that movie are massive, and it has to really do very well at the box office to even break even at this point. So that's the other issue, is that the starting point of 2025 seems to be very challenging right now, and with Fantastic Four, that could very well be their saving grace. Maybe it won't be their saving grace. We'll have to wait and see. But regardless, it's not a good start for next year. But overall, this is a very complex production, not just because of the grudge between these two actresses, but the funds that went into this movie, the amount of money that they lost for this movie, and not only to, of course, you know, forget about the fact that Bob Iger and the Disney executives are engaged in a shakeup. So overall, guys, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.